G'day guys, you're with Craig from Peaks Fishing. This is the night before I'm heading off on an adventure. This is a trip I've always wanted to do, and that is drive up the Coromandel coast. I want to camp on the beach for the night and get up really early in the morning, head out towards Channel Island on the jet ski, jigging for kingfish. Now also on the way back from Channel Island, there's a couple of spots where I've done very well over the years for pretty reasonable size snapper, so I want to try some slow pitch jigging there. Got a new reel to test out, new rod to test out, and yeah, the excitement levels are pretty high. Probably not much sleep tonight. On the way there, we're going to stop at a historical location. You guys have probably driven past there many times. This site is very well preserved. It has some significant history attached to it for the area, and we're going to do that together. We're also going to stop at what I believe to be the best fish and chips on the way up the old Thames coast there, the famous. Stop there, have fish and chips together, and then we're going to keep on going up. So come with me, it should be a good adventure. G'day guys, I'm at the destination that I was interested to come and see. So I'm standing in Totara Pa, and this was occupied by a tribe called Ngāti Maru, and the highway just down here is actually called the Ngāti Maru Highway. And as you can see behind me, these are some of the original fortifications for the Pa. So the Pa now is actually a cemetery, it's Thames Cemetery, but there are some of the things you can still see here. So as an example, this would have been palisading here, and it's been cut out just here, of course, to make room for the cemetery, but the hill continues and it goes right the way down here. So if you go into this area, you can still see some of the original diggings that are in here. And so down there, if we go for a bit of a wander, that just continues down the whole way around actually. So this is a fortification. I actually got interrupted by a couple of fishermen who happened to be in the cemetery, and they saw my jet skis. They came up for a chat, so unfortunately I had to cut the filming off. But I was standing right here where my cursor is. I'll just show you. So I was standing right here and I walked into the trenches just here. But if you look at the Pa, you'll notice the trenching goes the whole way around. And it's beautifully preserved. It goes right down to here and right down to here. And the reason that the Ngāti Maru people chose this area for their Pa is because it was easily defended. And the banks here are very steep. It's steep over here, and this one's basically a cliff at the front. So the only way you could attack is from the back. And of course there's a lot of fortifications there. And that's exactly what happened in 1821. In late 1821, they came under attack by Ngāpuhi, which is a northern tribe, and after 3 days of battle, the Ngāpuhi were unable to get inside the Pa. So there was a truce declared, and there's a very interesting account. This gentleman here, by the name of Martine Tena, I hope I pronounced that correctly, he has written his account of what actually happened. And one thing he points out is that the Ngāpuhi were all armed with muskets, and another account I read, it said that the Ngāti Maru people only had one musket and they were still able to defend. So it just shows you how incredibly well built these Pas were. But this chap, I won't go through the account, it's very graphic, but what he basically, in summary, is that after 3 days, a truce was declared, and then the Ngāpuhi folk retreated. They actually went up to one of the bays. I think it's this little bay here where my cursor is, and then they attacked at night or in the morning. There's two accounts, one says morning and one says night, and they took them by surprise, and basically there was a lot of people killed there. In fact, I think a lot of the people were killed. So yeah, very tragic. There's a lot of bloodshed in this location, but I just love the way you can go to these places and see 200-year-old excavations showing where the defences were. I think it's just incredible. It's part of our New Zealand history, and I love visiting these pas. Even though a lot of them do have tragic stories, it's still fascinating to go there and just see the way they were defended. So that's it. Okay, and I promised you fish and chips, so let's get cracking. We'll go head off now and have some fish and chips, but first of all we're going to go through Thames and have a quick look. Right. Well, it's tradition for us at least, coming up this way, is to call in here. It does pretty nice fish and chips just behind me here in the Blue Store, the famous Blue Store. Beautiful. Beautiful restaurant too. Best seat in the house. A couple of guests there. And some lovely homes there as well. So I'll give you the rating out of 10 for the Tararoo Blue Store chips. Beautiful. Check out the size of the fish. All that for $6. Can't go wrong. For the fish, that is. We're just about to pass the famous Coromandel Mussel Kitchen. And if you like mussels, if you like prawns, this is the place to go to. It's absolutely beautiful. There's quite a long wait sometimes because it's very popular, but man, do they know how to cook fresh mussels. Here it is, Mussel Kitchen, right there. Not many people there, but truly spectacular. Coromandel, and this town was named after a ship that came here in 1820, so that was a year before the battle down the road. It was a British naval boat, was here for about a year, and in late 1850s they discovered gold, and some of these buildings here, like that one there as an example, are some of the original old buildings. And once gold was discovered, of course, it was all on, so all these hills, these foothills here, and was where the gold mines were, and it was quite a population here in the 1860s, and it's a beautiful little town there. So that building there is from 1873. There's another little beauty there, that's the Coromandel Citizens Hall, 1897, those ones there. And there's another old building, beautiful old car there, Coromandel Hotel. This is Oamaru Bay. It looks really lovely, good little ramp there, lots of little beachside accommodation, cottages, patches as we call them in New Zealand, and yeah, it looks like a lovely spot. There's the entrance to the Coromandel Harbour there. Somebody reading the paper. On to Colville we go. There it is, Oamaru Bay. Beautiful little bay, that. Really lovely. Let's keep going. closer to our destination. Got 3k to go, so there's only about 3k of dirt road. I thought there'd be a lot more. It looks very fishy. You can see some boats out there fishing. Beautiful islands there to explore. Well guys, welcome to Otautu Bay. Finally got here, and this is where I'm going to spend the night and also launch from in the morning. So I'm just down at the local little boat ramp here. There's some lucky punter has a house there. The tide is sort of just around about half tide, so it is quite shallow just out here, but I think it won't be a problem getting back. I'll have to use a rope to take the trailer out, no doubt. And but that's looking towards the campgrounds over there. There's another campground here that was offered to me, but there's actually sheep wandering around. You've got to keep the gates closed, so I figured that might be a bit challenging launching a ski if sheep are trying to escape. Well, it's not far from full tide, so that gives you some idea what it's like at full tide. That's where I'm camping for the night. That's it, Otautu Bay. Pretty stunning place. Tell you what, the old locals look quite relaxed. There's not a lot of stress going on here, and this is actually a working farm, so they are, there's tractors and there's sheep, and there's hay, a hay barn just beside the camp, chock-a-block with hay, so it is a proper farm that they're actually working. There's cattle up there as well, so, and it looks like it goes the whole way along the beach, so I'm not sure who owns it all, but it's certainly beautiful, and whoever owns that house there, man, they are lucky. Look at that. What a beautiful place to own and wake up to. Okay guys, that's it from me. I will see you in about 12 hours. Good morning. Good morning. It's 5:30. I'm just coming down to the spot now to launch. And we had a little bit of wind overnight, but it seems to have dropped off now, which is good. So I'll get the old ski set up. No, this kingy's just here though. No, I got one snapper so far, that's it. I think bite time's 11:30.
What's that?
Bite time's 11:30 supposedly.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I've been jigging for about an hour now, no hits. There's heaps of bait around, lots of snapper sign, but the old kingies, if they are here, aren't interested in any lure. I've changed about 5 different lures, so might try for some snapper since there's so much snapper sign. I'm actually tucked on the southern side of Channel Island, which is right here, and it's quite sheltered here. It's quite windy out there in the middle, so but once I get down that way a bit later on in the day for snapper fishing, there'll be no wind there at all, but it's absolutely beautiful here. That's Great Barrier Island just there that you can see in the background, and the top of Coromandel's just here. But anyway, it just wasn't meant to be today for the kingies, but never mind. We'll get a oh my goodness, there's so much snapper sign here. But I'm just going to try a slow pitch jig here and just see how that goes. This is a 160 gram windfall, one of my favourite jigs. This thing will flip-flop on the way down like it's doing now. I've still got some protection from the island here from the wind, so I'm not being pushed back too fast. Oh, yep. This feels better. Oh, yep, this feels like a good fish. So I'm actually in strike mode at the moment on the reel, and you can see it's pulling line. That fish is still pulling a bit of line, but if I need to, I can just bump it up a bit. This will definitely be a keeping fish. Beautiful snapper. Oh yeah, absolute beauty. There he is, the first fish of the trip. I don't know how long he would be. He would be at 20, 40, probably 42 or something like that. So that's good. A beautiful eating fish. Happy with that. Shimano windfall I was showing before. What I love about this lure is the back looks like a sardine or a pilchard or something like that. It's very realistic. And on the front you've got the white distress stripes, Lumo, got an excellent action in the water. It's only $18 or $28, I can't remember. Either way, it's good value. I got that from Yeehaw Fishing the other day. It's a really good lure. The boys there recommended it. The last one I had was 100 grams, it was just a little bit light for the slow pitch stuff. Definitely not paying attention to what I'm doing. gram Kabura on, with a big long orange skirt. Right in against Channel Island here. Be careful. Some rocks behind me here, but we don't want to get smashed onto them. This feels like about, I would say, 40 centimetres there. Oh, it's a nice fish. Beautiful. Beautiful. There, so that's, I think it's either, I think it's 160 grams. It's a glow bite, it's flashing, and I've got a skirt there, which is, I think that's a glow bite skirt as well. I can't remember, it's a yellow one. There we go. Like a nice fish. Yeah. Okay guys, the time has come to leave Channel Island, and I'm going to go to my favourite snapper spot and get there for the bite at 11:30, which is what they're predicting. So I was really hoping for a big kingfish that was going to stretch my arms out of their sockets, but yeah, another day for that, unfortunately. But it doesn't matter, because it is a stunning destination here. I'm really pleased I came out here. I have been here once before, many years ago in a boat, and it was rough the day we were here. So it's good to come out on a day where it's beautiful, and it is. The wind has just completely gone now, so it is absolutely stunning. So I'll get all the rods packed up, get the covers on them, and we're going to head back that way. Just off Port Jackson, out in quite deep water. I've got a spot there. So we'll see if the spot produces a big snapper or a big kingfish. Fish here just to finish the day off. I was just about to pack up and head home, and I just saw a bit of sign, so I dropped, and I think this will be quite a nice fish to finish the day on. No kingies unfortunately, but hey, there's always next time. So this one will actually be the 7th snapper, so that's my limit. I love this little reel, I really do. That's a beauty. lot of power in the winding for such a little reel. And this is the, I think it's the only star drag in the range that is represented in New Zealand anyway. Yeah, this feels like a good fish. Lovely. I'm picking about 42, so okay, let's get back. I think we've got not much water. We've got an hour till, yeah, about an hour and a half till low tide, so going to be interesting getting back in. Well, it's goodbye to Otautu Bay. What a beautiful spot. I think next time I come here, I will probably head out to these islands here. I'll just show you what I'm talking about. There are a heap of islands just out here, which look very soft baitish to me. So that's quite a quick trip out here. They've got some good accommodation here. There's a back at the farm. There is a cottage you can hire, or you know, you can do the camping thing. There's also a 1-bedroom motel unit that you can hire as well. And just if you do come here, just make sure if you're camping that you bring water. They said they recommend bringing water, or boil the water that's here. It's out of a stream apparently. But if you're free camping like me, you definitely need to bring a bit of gas, because I couldn't boil the water last night. I had to flood some. Anyway, here comes a big camper van coming straight towards me, so I better go. Guys, I'm just going to do the voiceover now. So anyway, that is it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Really do appreciate you being here, and we'll see you on the next trip, where hopefully we have a bit more luck on the kingfish. Thanks again. Cheers. Bye.